Good evening, everyone. We will begin the evening service of the Miroku Association headquarters, expressing our gratitude to God and Meishu-sama for the permission and protection granted us, while participating today in God's divine plan of constructing paradise on this earth. Let us pray together the Amatsu-Norito, the prayer of heaven, followed by the Miroku Prayer. Please stand. Takaamahara ni kamzumarimasu. Kamuro ni kamuro mino mikoto mochite sobe ni oya kamurizana ino mikoto tsukushi no imuka no tachi hana no odo no ahari hana ni Misogi harai tamo toki ni narimaseru harai dono o kami tachi moro moro no magagoto tsumi kegare o harai tamai kiyome tamai tomao sukoto no yoshi o amatsu kami kunitsu kami yao yorozu no kami tachi tomo ni ame no fujikoma no mini furitate kigoshime seto kashikomi kashikomi mo maosu Miroku o mikami mamori tamae saki ae tamae Miroku o mikami mamori tamae saki ae tamae Oshie miyo yanushi no kami mamori tamae saki ae tamae Oshie miyo yanushi no kami mamori tamae saki ae tamae Nagara tamachi haemase Nagara tamachi haemase Great God of light, creator and giver of all life, in accordance with your divine will, the long age of night draws to an end. Your radiant divine light, shining ever more brilliantly, awakens the dawn of the glorious age of light, a time long awaited by all humanity. We thank you for guiding us to your divine plan and for the privilege of channeling and receiving Johrei. May our spirits and bodies be illuminated and purified as we live your truth given to us by Meishu-sama. Make us pure and effective instruments of your divine light, so that we may serve you and all those with whom we come in contact. May paradise on earth be realized with health, peace, and prosperity, a reality in our lives. Great God of light, bless and protect us. Radiate our souls with your divine light, so that we may truly become instruments of your great love. Please be seated. We will now receive group Johrei.
May God and Meishu-sama bless you.
Johrei is now concluded. We will now listen to a reading from Meishu-sama's teachings. God's love. How mysterious and wondrous it is all our prayers are answered when our requests are right, virtuous, and sincere. The true power to save the world rests with God. Let us pray, deeply pray, to the great God of light. Some things that seem good, even right through human eyes, may not be so in the sight of God. Let us remain humble and discreet. People often fervently pray to God to save their lives or cure their illness. God's reply may be to remind them that such fervent and urgent prayer done repeatedly implies they don't have much trust in Him. God's blessings aren't dependent on the performance or frequency of one's acts of supplication or faithful affirmation. He knows we are dependent on Him, and He will take care of us. God's love for humanity is so great and so profound that people can receive limitless blessings and protection as long as they open themselves up to receiving such blessings. When people put enough trust in God and leave the matter in God's hands, God never fails to help them. If we detach ourselves from undue ego, worries, and attachment and leave the outcome to God, it is easier for God to extend a helping hand. Since God is all powerful and omnipotent, God can do anything. But if a person isn't in a condition to receive God's help, there is little God can do. If someone wants to receive it, that person only needs to become worthy of God's help through a change in faith, attitude, and behavior.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining the Miroku Association Headquarters Evening Service. Thank you also for your daily prayers directed towards world peace, the victims of wars, of natural disasters, as well as man-made disasters. This evening, I want to share with you the faith experience of Mônica de Oliveira from São Vicente, São Paulo. Mônica is now 57 years old and was introduced to our church through her sisters-in-law. In November of 2021, Mônica and her family were experiencing a very difficult time as her mother-in-law was diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease. As she was already very weak in the advanced stage of the disease, they thought it best to hospitalize her, and after a week, she died. They became all very saddened that she did not get to spend her last moments with her family. A month later, Mônica's sister-in-law received a visit from a Johrei member who came to take her a sewing job. Seeing her state of immense sadness, this lay leader invited her to a Johrei center. She accepted and took Mônica's other sister-in-law. The two reported that they felt very good after receiving Johrei. Mônica was still very shaky and couldn't sleep well. Days later, her sisters-in-law invited Mônica to go to the Johrei Center with them, which she began doing there frequently, always praying and receiving lots of Johrei. With Johrei, her sadness lessened each passing day. Mônica took her husband to receive Johrei, and he felt very relieved about the pain caused by the loss of his mother. She began to dedicate herself to sweeping the front of the Johrei Center, while turning over to God and Meishu-sama all the sadness that still weighed her down. With our practices of faith, she changed her way of thinking, and today she feels like a new person. Monica and her husband are very happy and grateful for the changes that have taken place in their lives, and determined to join our faith, being allowed to receive the sacred focal point of Hikari in June of 2022. Her commitment is to be an instrument to bring the light of God to people through Johrei. Monica is very thankful to God and Meishu-sama, as well as to her sisters-in-law, for introducing her to our church. She's grateful also to her husband for sharing and facing all their difficulties with love and patience, and to all the lay leaders and members who helped her in this new phase of her life. Thank you very much for attending this evening service and listening to this beautiful faith experience. Wish you all the most wonderful evening.
This brings to a conclusion our evening service. Thank you everyone for joining us. We wish you a very blessed evening.